My name is Christopher Stillar. I'm just your average, ordinary guy. I've been married to my high school sweetheart for over 20 years, and I'm the father of 4 children. I live a typical life, ordinary in every way. Oh yeah, did I mention? I hear and see dead people. I'm a spiritual medium, and this is my story. In the mid-90s, a traumatic and serious health crisis, combined with the death of my beloved grandmother, changed my life in ways I could never have predicted. Now it is I who is changing lives. Real people in real pain, dealing with unimaginable grief, getting the chance to connect one more time with those they loved and lost. Changing people's lives and healing their souls with the help of their loved ones in spirit is my daily work, it's my passion, and my life's purpose. Welcome to my world, and welcome to Seeking Spirit.
I'm Nimika. Actually, I found Chris online through quite a few reviews that people did on him being really good. Because there are a lot of mediums out in, I would say Ontario, but the ones that are closer to us and that are actually had reviews out there.
So ladies, I want to thank you for coming. And what I need to tell you is just, sometimes I get a lot of information prior, sometimes just a little, sometimes none, until we actually start sitting down and then people feel more comfortable and then their loved ones start to move in, or the people that need to come through start to come in. What I want to tell you is that prior to your arrival, the only thing I really truly picked up was a male energy that passed from a health-related passing that felt like cancer or a diseased feeling. So it had a progressive feel to it. I need to tell you, he did not feel elderly or old to me, okay? So he was not connecting like a grandfather. I felt like this person would have passed what I would call relatively young, because it just had more of a connection where I'm probably going to confuse you, but I would tell you that I think to your side or at your level was the way he was connecting. And that was before you ever got here. I just have a couple more things to say. I have an older female that I'm feeling, and I don't know if she's reluctant or just not ready to step in yet, but I've got the female, and I think like a mother figure, but this maternal energy, but she's just not plugging in yet, but she is like present. The thing that I want to bring up, and I'm not sure of my wording, why they want me to say this, but is there a reason, whether deceased or living, that's not important to me at this point, why I would talk about a connection with dad or a father figure that seems, I don't know if I would say dad was very strong-willed or a dominant force in some way, or not easy to reason or connect with in life. But there's a feeling that I had prior to you arriving where for some reason I just felt like connecting to dad, I don't know the wording, but I would say like this issue of strength from him, but it's more than that. I feel like there's an uneasiness, or it just didn't have the feeling of meeting in the middle, and it felt difficult to me in the way that they brought it up. Now, I don't know if I'm too wordy, and I don't know if I've confused you, but do you understand why this would be coming up about dad or a father figure and the dynamics of relationship?
Yeah, I guess so, right?
Yeah.
You understand it?
Yeah.
Because it just feels like it's not a person I can reason with a whole lot, and I feel like when the mind's made up or when something's been stated, it's just the way they're presenting it, like you don't have a lot of room to work with. You just kind of have to accept it and kind of do your own thing. So I don't know why, but that's what the chatter was prior to getting here, coming through. Now, I'm going to ask you just for the yes or the no, and you may not understand it, but do you know why I would have a male contemporary to you past, health-related, and the progressional feeling? I know I said cancer, but I'm not sure it is cancer, but it definitely had that feel to it. And it would be like brother, cousin, friend, but it's at your generation. And he was the first one coming through, even before the older female.
Yes.
So that's a possibility.
Yes, it's a possibility.
Okay, Nimika looks a little confused. That's okay, you need more information, and I understand that. My goal is to establish in the first few minutes the people that I have,
Okay.
and the levels. So just know, whether he talks a lot or not, he was the first one that kind of opened the door. And then whoever else is going to follow through is going to follow through. And then I haven't given you any cause of death because I haven't got it yet from the older female. I just feel her energy in the room, and I'm hoping she's going to talk. And I assume she's the one that made the information come through about dad or the father figure and just the way the relationship is. Now, I'm not saying that it's horrible. I have no clue. I can only give you what was being brought up, and that was just to the point of what I said. Can I ask you though, if this, for this older female maternal mother energy, a couple different things are coming in to play. There's definitely an unconscious state that she's showing me before her death. And when I say unconscious, I don't know if that does it justice. But I have to talk about, I don't know if it's a bleed in the brain or in the head, but there's an issue where I feel like, I think there's a blood loss issue that she's bringing up that I feel like would have impacted the brain as far as the oxygen content, the blood flow, and like a starvation to the brain that caused like this coma feeling or unconscious state where I feel like she doesn't regain it. Now, that may confuse you. I hope it doesn't, but that's what I'm getting. Do you understand it or not?
I kind of do.
Are you still thinking of the first original woman that you were, when I said mother figure, older female? Okay. Nimika seems confused by everything that I'm saying.
No,
you understood it?
Understand that one, yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if like I can elaborate more until she gives me more, but as long as you're able to understand, like that's kind of the opening intro she's giving me about her cause of death or the lead up to. It's one of those things where people would be around her, would talk to her, not sure they hear us, not sure because she's not responding. I just feel like there's, if I say there's not a lot of brain activity, I can't call it brain death, but I just feel like she's not awake, she's not talking, and not responding. So you know the reality of the situation. I don't, but that's the way she's saying it. So know that she was probably more aware at a soul level, because consciously she's not with it. She has the two of you picking up or taking on. It's like something being put across your shoulders, so it's like a responsibility issue where I feel like there's the stepping up and taking on responsibility that typically would not be your responsibility or is not about your personal lives. There's other additional factors to it. Do you have a living brother?
No.
I don't know why they want me to acknowledge a brother, but they do. And I keep like feeling pulled there, or I need to acknowledge like the male to the side is what they keep making me feel. But if So I'm wrong, but I'm still going to tell you, for some reason, I felt like, I don't know if there's a distance thing or a disconnect with or something that doesn't seem to be, I don't know, I felt like the connection would be either distant or disconnected, or I don't want to say that it's not a positive thing, but it didn't feel that way. So, and they brought it up several times, and I forgot to say it right out of the gate, but they're introducing it again. So I've confused you on that?
No.
No.
Okay, so this is a medium being totally confused, because at first you said no, and then it's like, now I haven't confused you. So I'm not going to ask you to elaborate. I just don't know what that means, but
Okay.
that's the way that it's been acknowledged, about what felt like a brother or a male at your level. Okay? So, what threw you? Because I said alive? Okay. Do you know if in life what I'm describing was the way it was? Like, why would I get the distant thing? You think just because of the passing or death? Is that what you're associating it to?
Well, no, he's not alive, but
Okay.
I guess for us, he is. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, but
Right.
that's okay.
Okay.
He's not physically alive, but to you, you feel a connection with? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay. I just know that there's something where for the but I don't know why I would say that I felt like something wasn't connected, or something, why I felt like a distance thing. So that's the weird part for me, because I literally feel, it's funny that you think of him as alive, which is a good thing. This is just getting muddled. Know that I have something to do with a brother. That's all I can tell you that I feel like was coming up, and I just felt like for some reason I might not have felt connected or cohesive with them for some reason. Okay? So, again comes the obligation thing and responsibility thing. And I have to say something that's just so not going to sound, I don't know if it's politically incorrect or not. It's not going to sound flattering. You know Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? You know how the Seven Dwarfs had to do all the work? Is there a reason why I want to call you two of the dwarfs? And it's got nothing to do with stature or height.
No, it totally fits.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
it
when you
does.
said no, because when I smirked a few minutes ago, it's like I'm seeing like you two, like two of the Seven Dwarfs, and it's like this responsibility thing, and that sounds so not nice to say, but I think it has a lot to do with the work, the responsibility, and what you felt on your shoulders or feel on your shoulders from what they're presenting to me. So you get all that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Thanks for not being offended. Can I just say to you that the work that you do, the responsibility you've taken on, the things you do, I'll say over and above, whatever that's to mean to you, there is a payoff for you. You don't see it yet, and you're not doing it for a payoff. I get that. I get it. But the mother figure wants me to tell you there's a payoff, like there's a benefit or something that pays off. And she's clear, it's not why you're doing it. If you don't, who would? That's the reason why you're doing it. And I think there's a couple people that aren't doing it that could be helping or could be assisting. So all I know is that she's proud of you. She's bringing up the reference about you guys stepping up, taking on the responsibility. But to be in my head for a minute to see is dressed up like little dwarfs from Disney's Snow White. Off to work we go. So it just felt like, now, not at your level, but if I was to go up to the parental level, has there been like a divided family issue there? Is there like the fracture or the rupture feeling within one family? Why they would bring that up? Because I don't feel like I want to talk about you, siblings, that type of thing, or the brother that's not alive or whatever that is. I feel like there's something at the parental level, whether I'm in dad's family or mom's family, where there's this like what I would get a fractured feeling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
it's deep. Whatever this is deep. So I mean, it doesn't get resolved easily, or may not get resolved, because it seems very deep seated. And when when I see the Grand Canyon, that just tells me the divide issue. There's always hope, and you know, other generations may be able to heal things, but I got to tell you, from the parental level, it seems like a great divide, and I don't see it coming back together. And I'm sorry for telling you that, but probably doesn't surprise you, right?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay, this is a joke, but not really. Nimika, you've been complaining lately?
Complaining about everything. Could be anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to like label you a complainer, but the female's like bringing up in a humorous way, but there's truth to it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if nothing pleases you, or you nag and bitch about everything. Like, I'm sorry for saying it that, but I told you it's not always flattering.
No, that's true.
It's true? Well, she's like, knock it off. Change your perspective, because once in a while when somebody's complaining or bitching or whatever you want to call it, people listen. But when it's all the time about everything, they tune you out.
Okay.
You have no impact on them.
Right.
Okay? First name of one individual you're hoping to hear from today. Just their first name.
Arabic.
Arabic? All I want to do is laugh. All I want to do is laugh. That's the first thing that I want to tell you. You got to watch for the personality and their energy, because when we pass, the soul retains personality, retains our awareness of that. All I want to tell you is not because obviously you asked for them, so you love them and blah, blah, blah. What I need to tell you is, all I want to do is laugh, and I got to tell you, a great guy, and I mean that. So I don't know what that means, but it's just the way that he entered and laughing, and makes me feel like he's a great guy. And I don't think he's just saying that in jest, like, you know, full of himself. Because yesterday, I think I had a gentleman come through that I couldn't say that about. It was like pretty nasty at times. So just know that that's kind of his introduction. He hasn't gone into cause of death yet or anything like that. But he is standing next to you, Nimika. Don't take personal that he's not next to you. Now, can I just ask you guys, because this is the next stage or the next piece that he's giving me, do you know if there was some kind of either internal damage or a rupture feeling? Because I've got a burst thing and a bleed, burst and a bleed, and I
Yes.
feel like I'm in the body, not the head. Remember I talked about the woman? This is different. This is down here. And he brings up kind of rather an abrupt or sudden aspect about this. But whether it's caused by trauma or whether it's a health-related thing, really to me is immaterial, because what he just showed me was like the rupture burst feeling inside that caused pretty instantaneous death.
Yes.
Okay? And so he's laughing. I mean it. Not because he died, but he's like, the good part is I didn't suffer.
Yes.
I did not suffer. And you know, the good die young. The good die young. And other people are destined to live it out. And when I say this, not because you loved him, not because you're a connection, was he a good guy? Because I mean, he keeps bringing that up, like just the way he was personality-wise with people.
He was
Yeah.
great.
So it's not about making it fit. You understand why he would present himself that way? You know how I talked about the dad thing not being as... It's just the dynamics and the
Right.
personality and stuff, but just he hasn't changed. This gentleman has not changed. And he's so grateful that it happened so quickly, and this burst or rupture feeling or something dislocated in there, and then it's like instantaneous. He felt blessed about that and not suffering. There's something where he's laughing about he doesn't know why more people, I think because there hasn't been babies, but he's like joking about why more people haven't named their kids after him. So I don't know what that means, but he's laughing and he's like, I'm really astounded that more people have not named their child after me. So, but I think there's been a lack of babies, or like I don't think there's been a multitude of babies, but there's something that he jokes about that nonetheless. Do you know why he would talk about either a tubal ligation pregnancy where there was a problem medically? That's pretty specific to talk about a tubal, but that's the way that it's being brought up. Guys, I gotta stick on this because he keeps showing me, I don't know if it was a medical emergency. They typically are those types of things for a female in this region.
I guess.
Oh yeah, I just cousin.
I'm sorry?
I guess, yeah, I understand that.
This is somebody that would be connected to you?
Yes.
Was this after he passed?
Yes.
So it's his way of trying to acknowledge or make reference to events and something that maybe you're not thinking of. But he seemed pretty specific about the female, the reproductive issue, and it was fairly serious. I mean, everything is fine, but it's just the way they had to deal with it. And I don't know, I felt like there was a pregnancy gone wrong.
Yes.
It's the feeling.
Yes.
So just know, normally when they do that, they'll say, oh, we have the child with us, or the child's safe. And he's not saying that, and although the child will be safe, he's bringing up more from a standpoint of like, he witnessed, he watched, he's still connected, he's still plugged in, and is still around. So it's one of those moments. So is this somebody, who would this be to you guys in the family?
My cousin.
Okay, so it is family still. Okay, and it's after his passing.
Yes.
Okay. What would be the thank you to you after he died? And maybe both of you, but it almost seemed like I was... Did you... how do I say this? Did you pay for something, or did you follow through and complete something for him in a way of honoring? Because you wanted it done?
Yes.
Because he's thanking you. And I don't want to exclude you, Nimika, but for some reason it seems more focused to you, Monika, that he's saying this. So I don't know if other people were involved, but either you would have initiated it, or you would have thought, no, I want this done, we need to get this done, or I want this completed, or something of that nature that he's thanking you for doing for him. So you understand that?
Yes.
And you know why it would be more directed towards you?
Yes.
Okay. Because he's very grateful for that. So, the two of you are sisters. You kind of got to meet in the middle. If you could be a little bit more like Nimika, and Nimika a little bit more like you, you'd almost be like twins as personality goes. You need to speak up more, Monika. And that isn't here in this arena that he's talking about. It's in your personal life. There's things that I feel like you do not talk about. We've already talked about her bitching about a lot of stuff. And that's probably an unfair thing on you, but he makes me feel, and he's laughing, that if the two of you could meet in the middle, it'd be perfect. Because I feel like you don't speak up enough, and you might just do a little too much. Could you see that for yourself?
Yes.
Okay. You're one of these people, I don't know if people would take advantage of you. I don't want to make you sound weak that way. I think you just would have a hard time verbally standing up for yourself or declaring something. Probably follow through and do it, but resent it the whole time. Instead of, Nimika, I don't know if you'd be like, screw you. I'm not doing that. That's on your plate.
Yeah, I think that is my nature a bit more. She's not that way.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but he just seems to be laughing about it and makes me feel like, learn to speak up a bit more, Monika. Like, it's okay to say no, or to draw a line in the sand and say, you know what, I'm not prepared to go over that. Because I think maybe some people take advantage of your generosity and the awareness that you won't say no or can't say no, or that you get a little tongue-tied.
Right.
So he's just been standing by you the whole time, Nimika. So it's not like a favorite thing. He's just, that's where his energy is located. This other male, with whether it's cancer or health related, seems to be on the left side of you, Monika.
Okay.
The female standing behind you guys.
My brother passed from an accident. The female lady
Would be my mother's mother, so my grandmother, and she passed away in her sleep. She wasn't keeping well, but as to the exact cause of her death, I'm not really sure because I wasn't there when it happened. So, I mean, to me, I think it means, the disconnect my brother has with my dad. And I think, the resentment he was talking about has to do more with my dad and what happened with my brother.